Welcome to CommonXPodcast with Jared and Ian. We are your co-hosts, Ian Primer and Jared Mazak. And today's guest is Chance Bernard. And we're going to talk about fit after 40, Gen X grit, and getting stronger. How the hell are you doing today, Chance?
Good. How you guys doing?
Good, man. Good. Right. So, fit after 40, man, what's that look like? How do you do that? Because a lot of us are failing. I'm having a beer right now, that's not helping.
Hey, nothing wrong with a beer, especially after the workout. But I just like to stay. Right now, I'm doing a lot focused on body weight stuff because I was doing a lot of powerlifting and trying to act like I was still 35, and I'm 55 now. So this year I really started focusing on body weight movements like calisthenics, but also using my body weight to maintain muscle tone and my own body weight. So what I started to find was using my body weight, I'm starting to get really into a good weight of myself. I've lost about 10 pounds since March doing this workout. And I'm sure through the summer, it's going to be even more now that it's getting hotter. And I work out in my shed. So I converted my outdoor shed that's been a shop, still is a shop. I got tools here on the wall. I got my toolbox, but I just brought the phone. Now with using the phone, we can go anywhere and work out. And got this power tower here. It's got the pull-ups, the dips, knee raises, and then you can drop down. I'm sitting right here where I do the push-ups and do some air squats. I get my little board set up I'll take it off of here so you guys can see it. I got a whiteboard that this thing is great, man, just to keep me focused on what exercises I have for the week. So I went on vacation last week. So this one's from June 9th. And then I'll write up what I'm doing for the week. This might be backwards, guys. Is it backwards?
No, it looks good.
Way. Yeah, you can see it. I just I'll change it up. Usually it's the same exercises, but I'll change them up. Like I started that week with pull-ups, knee raises, dips, push-ups, which is using the power tower, and then jump over to mountain climbers, leg lifts, some jump rope, and then some air squats and calf raises. And then I count that as one round. And I usually do 5 rounds of this while I'm live, 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
So what you've been kind of doing is kind of like this GenXFitness thing where people actually go on TikTok. They go to your Everyday Fitness and every day at 6 o'clock, and you're on the Eastern
Yes,
Standard Time, right?
Yep,
okay, so everybody joins you at 6 o'clock, and you guys just hit this power tower and just go crazy, huh?
Yep, I go crazy on it. So, I don't even know if anybody's even purchased one of these yet, but I found this on the TikTok shop.
Really?
Looking for something for pull-ups. I mean, like I said, I wanted to be able to do them. And now that I have it, it's important. This is the main piece right here. And then I got my little carpet set up here, if you can see.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man, I got this set up and it's worked out great where I don't have to move it around. But if you needed to move it, if it was in your living room or bedroom, you could set it up, work out, and then move it back over into the corner if you had to.
Right.
And then
so basically what you're doing is, so no gimmicks or whatever. People just show up on your TikTok live, man, and they just work out, and you tell them how to do it with stuff that they've already got around the house.
Exactly.
And they don't need to buy fancy gym equipment or none of that.
That's right. And the only thing I've purchased is the jump rope, which was a $5 jump rope. And then this thing was, I think I got it on sale, like $139 in rock and roll. And I was paying, when I was doing CrossFit, guys, I was paying $185 a month for a gym membership. Now, don't get me wrong. It was a coach led, 8 to 10 guys and females, males, females working out together. But what I noticed was a lot of the movements for CrossFit for me were just tearing up my joints, especially my shoulder. My left shoulder, which I've had issues with for years. I was having a lot of issues there, and I was having a lot of issues with the way they do these pull-ups. They do these things called kipping. But anyway, that's just something. It's a CrossFit thing, which nothing to knock CrossFit. It's a great community. It just got a little pricey for me. And I think with the workouts, I was doing more damage than doing better for myself. I was actually harming my body. I was, just taking it out where I'd have to like miss gym days and everything. So back in March, I switched over. I guess it was around end of February. I started going to Planet Fitness, which, $15 a month, no big deal. But it was a little bit uncomfortable trying to use this thing in there because it's a quiet space. It's almost like everybody's got their quiet space in Planet Fitness.
Yeah, it's definitely
like,
Planet Fitness.
Oh my God.
The no lunk alarm, right?
It's great, but they don't want to intrude on anyone. And, I'm trying to do not so much live. Back then, I was just videoing it. Yeah. And I would do them and post them later with the movements. But it was a little bit sanitary. I don't know any other word to say. It's just, and I didn't want to impose on anybody because, hey, everybody's paying their $15 a month, right? Mm-hmm. So I started doing this thing. I have another account called TikTok Shop Dad. And I started going live at lunchtime here at the house in my office space doing push-ups. And I started calling it push-ups for tuition. I was like, I'm going to do push-ups and raise money and pay my daughter's tuition. Crazy stuff, right? I'm just thinking I'm going to raise, instead of me paying to go to the gym, I'll do push-ups, stay fit. But it got to where the push-ups, I couldn't keep up, man. People were liking it. And I said, 10 push-ups for 10 hearts.
Oh,
my dumb ass not knowing, a heart is like a fraction of a penny.
Right.
And people are clicking like,
oh my God, after 200 push-ups, they got 2,000 likes.
So TikTok was kicking your ass with the push-ups, huh? People were like, I want to see that dude do push-ups.
Right. They were like, oh man, yeah, we got you, man. We got you. So I'm like crushing these things up to about 100. Once I get to like 120, and I was doing sets of 10, which, I do 10, I'd see the heart. All right, 10 more. So I was doing that on my lunch break. And then I thought, man, what if I started an account and started working out? Like people were getting into this. And what if I just have like a separate account that I can just focus on working out? And if I find supplements that I like, any gear that I like, home equipment, knee sleeve. Like I've been using these knee sleeves, man. I love these Gym Reaper knee sleeves. They're these 7mm. I don't know if I have them in here. I think I washed them before I went on vacation. 7mm neoprene, and they just give you knee support. And I do a lot of air squats, and a lot of this stuff. To be honest, man, I did get from CrossFit. We used to do a lot of air squats. Not so much the calf raises, but a lot of pull-ups, a lot of leg lifts, and these mountain climbers. Yeah, I got those. We did those in the military also, but we did a lot of them in CrossFit. But the stuff that I like, man, and if I'm using it, I just share it with everybody else. Hey, look, this is working for me. If you like it, check it out.
Well, that's cool, man, because it seems like for Gen X and elder millennials, all we got was a gimmick, right? And it started with, like, at least for me, like Barbara Streisand's thighs, Like, what is that? Oh, my mom's going to buy this thing. And the next thing you know, it's, 8-minute abs or, all the way to P90X, all this shit, Mr. T had something. Everybody always had something that was on TV, and we had to buy that shit from the As Seen on TV store, go directly to whatever, So, people dump a lot of money into P90X or something like that, or these, ab rollers or whatever. Remember there was that commercial where the guy's this like heavy set guy was sitting on the couch and his phone rings and his buddy's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm working out. And it had one of those like shock things on his abs or whatever. The guy was just sitting there eating Cheetos or whatever,
Yeah, and it's all bull.
The shaker weights.
That pretty much sums up all of Gen X when it comes to fitness, man. So are there any Gen X fitness myths to you that you believe that, I think this is cool that you're putting this out to the world. It's all free, no gimmicks, and just.
I think the gimmick, though, is like, I've probably gotten caught up in it, like thinking that you're going to buy something I remember I used to have this curl bar. Remember the curl? It goes around your chest. You put your arms in it and you curl with it. Try to keep your arms straighter. And it goes around. It's a strap. It goes around your neck and it's a bar. And I remember having that. And I thought, I bought this thing, but really just do the curls.
Right.
Just do the curls, dude.
Yeah.
It's like if you go to the gym or if you have dumbbells at the house or a curl bar, just do the curls. That's going to make your biceps, it's going to work them. And you don't need any extra gimmicks thing. Now, I do like having this piece of home equipment that I can jump on. But the main thing is doing it, like getting that habit and that discipline. Like the motivation comes and goes. And, you guys heard of David Goggins. And I'm sure everybody, they know. And David Goggins talks about it's like, just get up and do it. Just get up and do it. Whether it's in the morning, the evening, you pick a time and nothing comes in the way of doing it, doing the work. And if we get in the habit of that, we'll keep our bodies fit as we get older. And that's my thing now, man, is I'm really focused on, I want to be able to do this, what I'm doing at 55, at 75.
Right.
And what I was doing in CrossFit, I wasn't going to be able to do that at 75. It's like, come on. I was probably going to wreck my body to the point where I wasn't going to be able to do anything as far as exercise, or not like I want to do. So with this, I came out with this full body thing where it's everything from calves to my back to, with doing the pull-ups, you're working your arms and biceps. It's a whole body workout and it's all body weight.
That's awesome, man. I can think of one that bit me though. One gimmick, man, or a couple of them. Maybe P90X and the perfect push-up. You remember when that came out?
Oh, I do.
$20, and it was the same damn thing. All you had to do is just do the fucking push-ups, right?
Right.
But it was like, you need this. You need Navy SEAL trainer says you got to have this, freaking side by side rotating motion or whatever. So that's cool. Yeah. So you use the power tower, man. So that's good. I mean, that works. That does pull-ups, and then you've got like little push-up handles at the bottom, right? I used to own one of those. And then you got the elbow pads too. Yeah. Okay.
And then it's got the little elbow pads and then the dips. And I'll be honest, man, the dips were the hardest part for me when I first got this.
Because you're like way up when you do those, yeah.
Well, then my shoulder, I could feel it. I could feel it in my shoulder. So I was like, man, I'm going to take it easy. So I started when I first got it, I would do like sets of 3. But now I can do 5 or 6. I'm usually doing about 5 or 6 reps for each round. So that's 15 or so, because I usually do 5 rounds. And if I make it smaller, like if I'm only doing, say, 4 exercises, I'll do 10 rounds. So I'll try to do like 10 rounds of 10 pull-ups, 10 leg raises or knee raises, and then 5 or 6 dips. And then the 15, I usually do 15 push-ups. And then just keep it going. And what I like about it is I keep it going to keep my heart rate up. So each set, I get done with the set, and then I jump out there and do some jump rope. Now, usually I used to count, and I do this, and people can do this to help them work out. I just picked my age. So I'm 55. So I said, all right, I'm going to do 5 rounds of 55 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, count to 55. And then I started going, you know what, just do it even 60 because I want to keep doing it. So I'll be ready for when I turn 60. So I just count. And for me, a lot of it's a mind game. I'll do count to 20 again, and then count to 20 again. So 3 of 20, and then start over. Boop, boop, let's go to the next round. And then I keep a track of it with this. I'll mark it. So I go round 1, 2, 3. And I always say, and people get a kick out of it, and I always liked it, and I got it from CrossFit. Last round, best round. So save a little bit in the tank for that last round to really push it and really pick it up.
Yeah, it's kind of like the high intensity interval training, it sounds like a little bit.
Yes, I thought about
your
that.
Heart rate up.
Yep, get the heart rate up, and it's that HIIT training. Yes, that high intensity.
Yeah, because when I was lifting, I would do that, right? So you do your
Mm-hmm.
bench press or whatever, and then you do kettlebell swings, or you do incline press, and then you do jumping jacks, or like
Mm.
you said, you're always keeping your heart rate up.
Keep it up. Yeah, keep it going. And I like the kettlebells are good too. So I mean, and what people like, man, I think if they get this stuff, some kettlebells, and if they do have some free weight, just set up a good routine that you're comfortable with, man, and stick with it.
So is that the trick to keeping your mindset locked in? Because I'm really good at like watching Rocky and drinking beer, and I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to work out tomorrow. I even told you that before, man. We were messaging a few weeks back, and you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
you should come work
Mhm.
out with me at 6, man. See what we're doing and everything. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
sure, man. I'll see you there tomorrow. And then like
Right.
I never get
Yeah.
there, man. And then I'll tell Jared, I was like, hey, we're going to start going to the gym. I'm going to go. I got
Yeah.
2 memberships, man. We're going to go tomorrow. And then I think one day I actually did get up, and Jared's like, "No, I'm cool, man. I
Yeah.
got shit to do." So how do you keep that mindset though? How do you just keep your mindset focused on working out, man?
Well, I mean, going live has helped me too. Because I mean, there are days when I'm like, man, you know what? I don't think I can do it tonight. But then
Hmm.
I think about it and I go, you know what? They're going to be on there at 6 p.m. I'm going to get on there and I'm going to do this thing for an hour. And then by the time I'm in that third round, man, the endorphins are kicking in. I'm like pumped up and I'm like, man, I'm thinking, I'm not really talking about it, but I'm thinking, I'm so glad I started it because the hard part is just that getting started. Once I'm started, it really does. By the end of it, I'm like on this, it's almost, I mean, they call it the runner's high. I've heard it terminology, but I do, man. I feel like I'm high. Not high, but it's like my body is producing what it needs to,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
to
mean,
take
in
me up.
producing those endorphins, yeah,
Yeah, it's
it is
producing
really
it.
high,
So,
dude.
but there's days, Ian, man, I don't feel like it, dude. I'm like been at work, running around, doing stuff, at the house to walk the dogs. And then I'm like, man, it's 5:45 and I'm putting on the knee sleeves. And I'm like, you know what? Let's just get it done.
Yep.
So it's tough, but I think if you have those days, just press through, man. 80% of it's showing up and just getting there and find a workout that you like and get excited about it and just knock it out.
All right, man. Well, gym versus home versus walking. What works best for Gen X and elder millennials?
I would definitely say for me personally, it's home. I'm in a home mindset. Some people need to go to the gym, but walking is also much better on the joints than the running stuff. So walking, if that's something you like to do, that's fitness, man. If you can get out and walk 45 minutes a day, even 30 minutes, you're maintaining a level of fitness.
Wow.
So I would
Shit,
definitely
man.
say do it. Try to do it every day.
That's
Now you
awesome, man.
changing the way you eat at all, or you just doing the exercises?
Just exercises. And I eat
Okay.
usually in the mornings, like as far as like breakfast, then I eat like
Hmm.
oatmeal and toast in the morning. I start work at 7 a.m. and then at lunchtime, I take my lunch every day at 12. And I'm real simple, man. I like to have like tuna fish, salad. I get those bags of salad you can buy at the grocery store that are like pre-made. And I'll dump those in a bowl and a packet of tuna that's like
Hmm.
$1, man. Put that in there and I put a little bit of what is the blue cheese dressing. And I'll eat that, man, and throw a couple blueberries in there. I can eat that 5 days a week for lunch. And then I usually just eat dinner, whatever my wife cooks. And she's a good cook, man. She's usually cooking chicken Alfredo. I'm usually light on the pasta. But if
Yeah.
I'm working out and stuff, man, I feel better and feel good about eating 3 square meals. And like I said, my weight has come down about 10 pounds the last three
That's awesome.
months. But for me, it's not so much about weight. It's just about your personal feeling, like how you feel
Right.
personally. Like, so
Feel healthy. Right.
yeah, if you feel healthy, if you feel good at 200 pounds, it's not so much about, oh, I got to get to this certain weight because people get caught up on that and they're like, oh, I'm not losing weight. Well, maybe you're at your optimum weight.
Right.
If you're at your optimum body weight, man, and you're feeling good, don't worry about the weight. Just keep rocking and rolling with it, and keep it going to maintain that level of fitness.
Yeah, I think also people forget that muscle weighs more than fat, right? So
Good point.
as you're working out, like you might be losing inches, but like the scale is saying you're actually gaining weight, and
Right.
people be like, "Well, why the hell am I doing this?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Well, you're actually putting on more muscle, so you're getting rid of fat." But
Yeah.
so
Yep. And
yeah,
you're
I think a
toning
lot of
up.
people shouldn't go by a scale. You should go by how you feel.
Absolutely. I agree 100%, man. Go by how you feel. Because we're all different, right? I mean, we're all different. If you want to have a beer, oh man, I was just on vacation, man. We had a great time. Hilton Head, South Carolina, but not so much beer for me anymore, but like a little daiquiri on the beach, go down there and have some rum and have a good time. But then,
Right.
you want to keep that level of fitness so you can maintain it and keep doing it,
Hey,
carry the
hold on,
grocery.
guys. I gotta check something out, man. There's someone here at my house that's I don't think
Okay.
supposed to be here. I'll be right.
Okay. Check it out.
Right.
Oh, wow. Sunday visitor.
Good.
All right, man. So we were talking about this earlier, man. So what's with the cold water stuff, dude? You got a pool, or like, do you do workouts in those sometimes too, or what's? I've seen you have some cold water things on your everyday fitness.
Yeah, when I first set the pool up, I was using that because I just used my hose water to fill it, and it was about 50 degrees, so I was getting in and out. And when I researched it, they were saying like 50-degree water is like the prime temperature
Yep.
to really
Really?
make a difference. Yeah, and for 1 minute, or actually they say 3 minutes to 6 minutes is really all you need because it's gonna like really make your body like kick up and get your
Is
liver
it for
produce.
recovery then, or is it just like
It's
when do you do
it's
it? Like to start your
more
day,
for
to end your day?
recovery. Yes. So I was
Yeah.
doing it. I was doing it like in the evenings, and then I would do it in the bathtub. So I was thinking, man, do I really need to buy a whole like extra tub? And I thought, man, I'll just fill the tub with cold water.
Yeah.
And I was using the little ducky from the pool, 50 degrees, throw that in there. It's like, all right, the water's 50 degrees. Now, I did buy a 16-pound bag of ice a couple of times,
Yeah.
but I had the water way too cold, man. It was like, 40 degrees.
40s. Yeah.
And it was like, I don't need to get it that cold. 50 degrees is the prime. But I did feel good. I haven't done that in a little while, but I was doing it like, especially when I first set the pool up. It was nice to jump in that. In 3 minutes, I was out. I didn't get to the
Oh, yeah.
6 minute. I didn't get to the 6 minute mark.
No, I think I made it when I filled mine up because the well water is like 55 degrees, right? Coming up
Okay.
constant.
Yep.
So I got in it. I think I was in there for 10 minutes, and that was about 4 minutes too long.
Yeah.
When your nuts can't feel those anymore, it's time to
That's
get
the
out.
problem. It was my nuts. Yes. It was like,
It was
I would
my
get
nuts.
in. I would get in and I would try to get like acclimated to it, right? I would get in there. I'm like,
Right.
all right, I'm gonna do 3 minutes. I'm gonna sit in it for a minute. Then I'm
Yeah.
gonna lay back, get it up to my neck. Then I'm gonna dunk my
Yeah.
head, hold my nose, and then just stay
Yeah.
right here. And I got the phone. I got my work phone with the timer. Then I'm recording it, and I'm like, all right, 3 minutes. I'm done because you can't feel your nuts.
No.
Yeah.
They feel like they're like really like, okay, dude, what are you doing to us right now?
Right.
What
Yeah,
is
it's
going
time
on
to
right
get
now?
out.
Like they're trying to get
Trying
up
to
into
crawl
your
up
body.
in your stomach. Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to go into your body. So,
Right.
but I mean, I can see the health benefits of it. A lot of health benefits. I need to probably get back into that now that it's 100 degrees out again, or it's feeling
Yeah.
summertime.
Yeah, I know a lot of professional athletes and teams are now doing ice baths, right? So afterwards, after your games or after post workouts, like you said, 3 to 5 minutes max is really all you need.
That's all you need.
And like I said, I was in there for I think 10 minutes,
Yeah.
and that was at probably noon. Dude, I was shivering for the next 6 hours.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And but I mean, like it keeps your metabolism going too. So you're just like, and that's the whole thing. One, it's the healing effect from the ice, right? Reduces inflammation. But two, it keeps your body forcing itself to keep warm. So you're burning more
Metabolism.
calories.
So you burn
So-
more calories. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jared does these polar plunges all the time, man. I'm like,
Ooh.
no, what are you doing, man? And
Yeah,
I guess
yeah, it's
there's
tough. And
so there's a thing to it, huh?
your mind, like your mind, your brain is telling you, do not get in that. It's too cold. Yeah,
Right.
but you got to like override it. Like, all right, I'm just going to do it. And you're thinking,
Yeah.
your brain is going, what are you doing? No, don't do this.
Yeah.
But when you
And
get
the
in, it
bad part,
does.
right? And the bad part's the latter, right? As you're slowly lowering yourself in, you're just like, no, just go.
Just
So
go
I got
for it, man.
I got like 2 steps in, and I'm like, screw it, I'm just going, and I just fall
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
backwards.
Yeah, it's better to just go for it because
Yep,
then
just
you're
go.
like, you're all in. You're all in. It's like,
all
yeah.
in.
But the cold plunge is definitely tough. Cold water therapy, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So who were your Gen X heroes growing up, man? Has fitness always been a thing, or was there like a life event that happened or a health scare or something that got you into this? Or did you have like Gen X heroes that you looked up to that made
Man, I
you
think,
inspire you for fitness?
man, Rocky, man. When you said Rocky,
Yeah.
I mean, the transformation that Sylvester Stallone did from Rocky 2 to Rocky 3. I mean, by Rocky 3, man, that guy was just trim.
Oh yeah.
I mean, muscle bound. And I'm like, and then when the Rambo movies hit, so I mean, being Gen X, we're definitely a product of our time and our movies that we watched, man. And then Arnold with when I saw Conan the Barbarian, man, I wanted to be fit, man. I wanted not so much. I didn't really say I got to be like a bodybuilder, but I wanted to be fit and in shape. So I would say Arnold and definitely Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
Maybe even early enough too, if you look at it, probably like Lou Ferrigno and the Hulk. Like
Yes, and that I'm glad you said that because we used to watch that every Saturday night. My grandparents watched. We all watched the Hulk.
Yeah.
Lou Ferrigno, he was the man, definitely. And then by the time I was ready to go, figuring out what I was going to do after high school, I was probably a junior in high school when Top Gun came out. So when that movie came out, it really influenced me to pick the Navy because I didn't know which branch I was going in. I didn't have anybody saying, no, you got to be a Marine or you got to go Army. And that movie, I mean, come on, you're 16, 17-year-old. You see Tom Cruise, he got the motorcycle, he's flying jets. Got the girl. I'm like, come on. All right, I'll sign up in the Navy.
Cool names like Maverick and the Iceman.
Right, I got my Navy flag. Got to represent, man.
Yeah. Thank you for your service, man. Did you?
Thank you.
So did you kind of carry that fitness journey kind of into the Navy as well? Like,
yeah, definitely. Once I got in there, man, the fitness part of it was never difficult for me at all. It was, I was pretty much set that, I'm just going to do what they tell me. I'm going to get through this. And the fitness part, I was ready to go, 1.5-mile run, push-ups, sit-ups. And we did a lot of marching everywhere. So, but we definitely, I was ready to go with the fitness. And then every 6 months, once you're in, you do a PFT, physical fitness test. And Marine Corps is usually the hardest one, unless you're a Navy SEAL. Then, those guys, it's different level, man.
Right.
Yeah, those guys are different level. But definitely, I've always wanted to maintain a level of fitness, and the military kept me there. And I would say, though, I did get off of it a little bit. When I got out of the military, I started working for the phone company, and I was working a lot of hours. Like, we always work, and my kids were little, and I was working overtime. And, I just focused on I'm just going to work, the weekends. And I didn't really have a balanced work-life balance. I was just working.
Yeah. I think that comes being Gen X too.
Yeah, I think so, man. I hear a lot of guys, we just focus on that, like we got to just make money, or our job.
Keep your head down, keep working.
Yeah, and we just grind through it. And we're like, man, I really don't want, you think, I don't really want to work this Saturday, but you just do it. You don't want to be the one to say, oh, no, I can't. Or, I don't want them to not ask me next time, so I just grinded through it. And it was just working through 30s, 40s, and then late 40s, I guess, I started to really think about, man, I got to start balancing this whole thing. And I don't want to be out working all night, and I don't need to be out there. So luckily I was able to do a transition and get away from it. And now I work from home. I'm still with the phone company, but I just designed the telecom, path for the fiber optics instead of splicing them in the street. So I was lucky with that, and I can keep this job. I don't plan on leaving it anytime soon.
And AI is not going to replace you anytime soon either. So
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's been a definitely the military and the movies back when I was a little kid and a teenager put me on that path. But I've always been pretty physically fit, and I try to stay in shape. I think I started doing push-ups when I was probably 10 or 11 years old.
Yeah.
Just getting out there, maybe seeing Lou Ferrigno.
There you go.
Man, can I look like
You
the
don't want
Hulk?
to see me when I'm
Like
angry.
yeah, look like a little mini Hulk.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've entered kind of a fun portion of the episode that we like to call Jared's Five.
Jared's Five.
Okay.
all right. So we just ask you 5 questions. One's from our previous guest, and then at the end we'll ask you one from you to give to our next guest.
Okay.
So our last guest was Kenneth Womack. He is termed the fifth Beatle.
Yeah, he's known as the guy that wrote the encyclopedia on the Beatles, and
He's
he knows
30
more
books.
about Paul McCartney than Paul McCartney does, and so he was he was a pretty cool guest.
That's awesome.
So his question for the next guest, he's like, we're living in this time where there's just tons of content, like tons of series, tons of documentaries, tons of things to watch on TV and stream. And he wanted to know, what is your favorite show that you watch and why?
Favorite show. So something that I've just watched that I like. I just watched that show, The Titan. And I don't know if you guys have even heard about it, but that's the guy that designed that submarine to go down to in which the Titanic, we're all fascinated with it. But that show was just so, that guy was just so focused on, but his intent was good, but it was catastrophic. So it's like that saying, the path to hell is paved with good intentions.
Yep.
And he took those other people's lives. And it was so sad that, the young guy was on there and those other people were on it with him. But that show right there, The Titan, I think it's called Titan only, not The Titan, but that's a new one on Netflix.
On Netflix, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Netflix.
Yeah.
Interesting show.
To check it out. I've seen it on there. I just haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting.
All right. So next question. What was your favorite movie growing up?
I gotta say, man, Top Gun.
All right, Top Gun. I kind of figured that with your other comment.
Well, the new one was good too, man. What did you think of the new one?
Oh yeah,
I liked it. I was really, I went in there thinking, it can't be as good as the first one.
Yep.
Nothing's as good as when you're 16 or 17. I guess I was about 16, 17. Nothing's that good, man. It can't be that good. Man, I watched it and I was like, oh my God, they did it. They made it as good or even better.
Yep.
They even had the same Kawasaki Ninja, dude.
Man, you can't beat that.
It's right there. Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you, man, just a quick note on that, man. When I got my driver's license soon, or around that time frame, when I saw Top Gun, I took the course and got my motorcycle license.
Did you? The Top Gun inspired you to get your endorsement?
I was like, man, I got to get the motorcycle license. Look, this is how I'm going to get a girlfriend, right? I got to get my driver's license, my motorcycle license. I'm going in the Navy. Yeah. I'm like, all this. But hey,
we're going to fly fighter jets and we're going to bang the instructor.
I wanted to working on the fighter jets, working on the hydraulic systems, but and I never got to bang the instructor. So
it's probably a good thing.
Well, now you might not have wanted to bang the instructor. Yeah.
Right.
All right. What was your favorite cartoon growing up as a kid?
Man, Bugs Bunny. I love Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny. Funny. How many lumps? I guess
Yeah.
that was Daffy Duck was on that too, but yeah. Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, Looney Tunes.
Yeah, Looney Tunes.
Yeah. All right. So what's one thing people don't know about you that maybe they should?
That I used to drink way too much. I kind of keep that down on the down low, but I used to have an issue with it, with alcohol.
Okay.
So people in my immediate family know, but even people that are kind of like arm's distance. Oh man, I didn't know you used to drink like that. Yeah, I was kind of closet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How did you overcome that?
man, it took a lot of time, man, because I always justified my drinking because I would say, I'm working, I'm
Right.
providing, taking care of the family. So I wore it like a badge of honor, or I
Yeah.
just like an identity. It was part of I wrapped it around my identity. So when I was able to let that go and I could be around guys drinking and I could say, no, not today, man. I don't want one today. So I didn't start, but I still enjoy to have a beer like socially and hang out. Like it's so, I don't know. It's just cool. It's important. I feel like, hey man, I'm hanging with my buddy. I'm going to have one.
Yeah.
But when I could let it go, as far as being like this part of my identity, and I tried AA classes like back when I was like 40, and I never really got into one that I could jive with. So, and I just felt uncomfortable. Not to say a lot of people use it, and it's how they get off of it. But I think with me, it was just like, I got to be able to say no and not do it, and don't take it to that level where I was abusing it.
Right.
But it took time. It wasn't something I was just able to turn off. That's something
awesome.
that, yeah.
Congrats.
That's cool, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. All right. Next question. If you could go back in time and tell your teenage self one thing, what would it be?
Stay in the Navy. Once you make the decision, you get in there, stay in there. Don't get the distractions. Stay in the Navy. That I got out. That, hey,
Yeah,
if I could go back, I'd stay.
that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, what's a question for our next guest? Can be anything.
And you never know on this show who you're gonna get either, man.
Wow.
It could be a rock star. It could be.
What is let's see. Do you know who the next guest is, or I don't get to know that?
No, you
actually,
don't.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So it's kind of fun for us.
What is your favorite? What is the favorite social media platform that you like using the best?
Oh, that's a good one.
Which one is it? Because there's a lot of them out there now. So which one
actually suits our next guest too. Yeah.
Cool. It's a good time.
Yeah.
All right, I got it.
All right, buddy. So where can everybody find you, man? I know you're on TikTok. Do you got any other platforms?
No. I got off of Facebook. I just do TikTok. So you can find me at Everyday Fitness, the TikTok Shop Dad, and the Thoughts and Quotes, which is just another one I started up. Just started putting stuff out. I saw
that. There's some good stuff on that.
Yeah, I threw some stuff out there that I like sharing with my kids. Especially it started out kind of like just with my son. With like I like stuff Jordan Peterson puts out. Alan Watts. It's got stuff from Napoleon Hill. But I really think it's more than just my kids. It's like we can all use them. Thoughts and quotes.
Yeah.
Get a little motivation to, but Jordan Peterson, man, I know he got through some stuff he got kind of shunned a little bit from social media when he was speaking his mind, but I really like the stuff that he puts out, man, especially for men, for masculinity. It's like, it's okay to be, like how the bridge is going to get built. How's the electricity going to stay on? It's all right to be out there and be a man, but I know we got to watch out for the toxic masculinity that they all talk about. But I like Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, I love a lot of what he says too. And like you just say that toxic masculinity, I think it went completely opposite direction. So now
Yeah.
guys are afraid to be guys.
Right.
So,
And it's like, it's sad that we can't be men. It's like, it's all right.
Yeah.
We should, that's what we are. So we should
Yeah.
accept that and, be the providers and be there. We got to be that support for our families, man. Like, they're counting on us, and we want that. Like, I want to be the support for my family, the anchor, they stand on my shoulders and
right.
the foundation that they need. But, that comes with a price. Like, there's things that we got to do as men that people might look at as, oh, it's toxic, but is it really?
Yeah.
Are we really
It's
toxic?
so unfortunate too, because we were raised by those kind of men.
Right, man. That's exactly right.
Our heroes, like my dad's my best friend, man, and he's the one that raised me to be this way.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can be a little rough and tumble, or sometimes have 9 beers instead of 6 on the weekend or whatever. But I'm the whole deal was to walk in my father's footsteps and become the man that try to become the man that he was, and then raise good kids and put out good people into the world.
Yep.
It is unfortunate.
It's unfortunate, man. I think it is. Like you said, Jared, it kind of went the other way, man. I think, but that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother episode.
Well, we'll have to have you back, man.
Absolutely. I'd love
we'll
it.
Get Jordan on too.
Great. I love the stuff you guys put out. And I mean, it's like, when I think about this, I didn't think about this before when I was on TikTok a long time ago doing CrossFit, just putting up stuff. And I thought it was just a scrolling thing, like a doom scrolling. But then when I really got into it and started looking into it, I'm sure, they're all like this, all the social media. There's content in there, man, and it brings us together when we're ourselves.
Yeah.
So, like, I had never heard of you guys, but it like started the algorithm. If we're our unique self is going to bring us together, man, because we're all talking about mentioning things, and it's like, oh, well, they knew what I was thinking. No, because you mentioned it on your podcast and your streaming, and then I put it on mine. Now all of a sudden they're like, check this out, and I'm like, whoa, I like that.
It actually did its thing, right? It brought us Gen X dads together to have a discussion.
So if we're honest on it and unique, our unique self, like the algorithm's looking for that, because nobody looks like you, Ian. Nobody looks like Jared. So it's like, we're our own person. Even if they try to look like, they can't be us. So our authentic self coming out is what the algorithm thrives on that. So we're our own niche. Just being us.
Exactly.
Just being us.
And the views and the followers are starting to reflect that, man. So that's pretty cool. At our age.
Yeah, you guys are kicking butt, man. I really appreciate y'all sticking with me. I know we had some conflicts at the beginning with the time.
Oh no, man. We all got work. We all got whatever. And some of our best shows have been like that, man. Like we just had a guest. Every guest. I'm so thankful for all the guests that we've had. Absolutely. We've had some really amazing guests on the show. And when you start a podcast, you never know. Like nobody makes it past 10 episodes, right?
Yeah.
And we got to about the 5th episode, and Jared's like, you know what? We need to get some guests. Almost like I was thinking, oh, Jared's getting tired of talking to me already, But he was right. We had this killer dynamic, but we needed to bring these things in. So we need guys like you so we can have these discussions about, we grew up with sweating to the oldies being forced in front of us on TV. But like Generation X, like we were kind of like, oh, that was a boomer thing, I'm not going to sit around and watch videotapes and all this other shit. I had to get past beating into a tube sock and watching Beavis and Butthead and becoming an adult before I could even fathom that, Yeah. So, that's so cool, man. Well, this has been episode 37 with Chance Bernard. Catch him on TikTok and get off your ass. Join him at 6 p.m. Eastern time and work out. He's going to make you do some push-ups. He's going to make you do some work. Grab a power tower and, or at least dip in the pool, man, at 50-degree pool water and make your body better, man. So thank you. You've been an awesome guest. We'll kick out a highlight reel. Everybody, don't be afraid to go follow us as well on Twitter, formerly Twitter X. We're at CommonXPodcast on Instagram as well, and at GenXDad and at GenXJared on TikTok. Come give us a listen, and thanks for joining us today. Catch us on Spotify and all available podcast platforms where podcasts are played. So thank you.
Awesome, guys. Thank you.
Thanks. Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in today to the podcast, Common X with Jared and Ian. We really appreciate you guys and would love your support. So make sure you click that subscribe or like button or follow us on all our social media platforms and on YouTube and Spotify, because that would really help us out. And that helps us bring more episodes to you guys every week, and hopefully from content that you guys want to see. So reach out, TikTok, YouTube, leave comments. If there's anything that you guys want to see or any guests that you want us to try and get on, let us know. We do have a good lineup coming. So thank you again. We love you guys. Thanks for your support, and we'll see you next time. And remember, common sense isn't that common. So that's why we're bringing common sense back from Generation X.